Ad shetechpatz. Until Hashem wants, until it pleases Hashem to resume this relationship of love. That's Golus. B'matzav kazeh iev shelo iras ahava. Ad shetechpatz. Ad sheHashem yirtzeh v'yachzer esanu. So we just sat. We sat it out in all these horrible places, wherever Jews lived, wherever we were sent, as the body of Am Yisrael deteriorated. We understood, it was told to us that it needs to begin from above. The reawakening, the reconciliation, to resume the way that it once was, that had to begin from above. Hanavi Yeshaya. Laman Sion lo echeshe, Laman Yerushalayim lo eshkait. Ad yetze kanoigat sitka v'yishuasa kalapid yivar. It was understood that only when the signal that Hashem's silence had ended from above, and that Hashem would reveal that the time had come, livnoisa be'esh, to rebuild Yerushalayim with fire, that until that time we had to be silent and wait. V'az ki chafetz Hashem bach v'atzech tiboel. But the sign would come of Hashem's desire. It's like a chasnakal, the way that the Navi describes it. Ki chafetz Hashem bach v'atzech tiboel. I can't translate that. In the English translation I looked, it says until Hashem's desire would be there. Again, chasnakala. V'atzech tiboel, you all know that tiboel is a lashon of intimacy with a husband and wife. The English translation is until the land will be inhabited. But you want to keep it for general audiences. But Artzech Tiboel. Hashem yo'eres ahava michadash. Only when Hashem will be mo'era this love, the ancient love, again. Va'oz, and then, and only then, nachzor, and only then will it happen that nachzor Yerushalayim. Only when we get that signal of Ad Shetechpatz, that chayfetz of Hashem, then would we return to Yerushalayim. And after we would return, then as a people, then Yerushalayim Shalmala will be inhabited fully. Madrega zu haifiyah b'shechur Yerushalayim. This demonstration of chayfetz Hashem, of Hashem's desire, this turning of his face towards the Kala, towards us, took place when Yerushalayim was freed. B'shechur Yerushalayim. When Yerushalayim was liberated. Keshem sha'agolus v'yisrachakus m'Yerushalayim. No, we're not going to, the time is limited, so I'm not going to go. If you look at the note, because you're wondering what about 1948, we're not going to go into that right now. But because then you look at the note. The Shichr of Yerushalayim in 1967 was a very, very powerful and clear demonstration of Chayfetz Hashem, that the desire of Hashem was there. Geshem shagolus v'srachakus m'Yerushalayim einerak technis, the same way that the Golus and the distance from Yerushalayim was not just a geographical, technical matter, but it was an expression or a manifestation of the loss of a certain intimacy, a certain life that we once had with Hashem, a certain way that we lived with Hashem. When we had Yerushalayim, when we had the Beis HaMikdash, Sanhedrin and Kruvim and Nevuah, Kain achazar el Yerushalayim einarak shinui geography. So too, when we were sent away from Yerushalayim, it wasn't just a matter of geography. it was a very strong statement on Hashem's part, and we were pushed away. It was clear. But so too, the return to Yerushalayim, ain't rak shinui geography. The return to Yerushalayim was not just a matter of geography either. It was an expression or a demonstration that once again we have a shaykhus ala madrega haruchanish to Yerushalayim. That once again we have a shaykhus to Yerushalayim, to the madrega of Yerushalayim, to what Yerushalayim means, meaning to the Beis HaMikdash, to Sanhedrin, to the whole thing. We have a shaykhus to Yerushalayim. It wasn't just a moving. This could be compared to a divorce that causes the family, the house, to fall apart. When the couple gets divorced and they leave, they're no longer living together. It's not just a technical change of where you're living. When that couple packs their bags, maybe one stays here and the other one goes somewhere else, but when those bags are packed, when that ex-wife or ex-husband is packing the bag and heading outside to leave, that's not just a change of location. It's a bitur of the shever shebenehem. It's a horrible and very, very clear, profound expression of this shever, of this shattering that took place, of the churban, of the home. Me'idach, and therefore, me'idach, conversely, they return, when there's a return to live once again together. In other words, let's say there wasn't yet a get, there was a separation, or maybe it's machzek v'shosu, whatever, and they're coming back together. So if there was a separation and they're moving apart from each other, it's terrible. It's an expression of that shever shebenehem, but if it works out and they move back together, then that's an edus, a very deep edus, that the time has come to renew the love, stronger than ever before. This is the way that we should look at the depth of this godly process, of this tahlich eloki that brought us back to Yerushalayim. This is the way we should look at our return to Yerushalayim after long years of separation. That war, the 6-day war, was a nes upela. The whole thing was a nes upela. That Hashem clearly was turning the wheels, bringing us back. There are no coincidences in the life of the Jewish people. Afilu shall call prat b'Yisrael. That's even in the life of any individual Jew. When such a thing happened to Am Yisrael, the return to Yerushalayim, that's not b'mikra. Everything that happens in the world, everything that happens even in nature, is of course hashgacha pratis. All of the wondrous miracles that took place, those 6 days. Okay. With this clear emunah that everything that was taking place, all of these miracles, were me'ez Hashem. We should look and try to understand what what does it mean that Hashem brought us back? What do these miracles, what does this all mean? Lo b'mikreh higanu al sha'arei Yerushalayim. Wasn't that because we're better army and we're this or that and the Americans were behind? Lo b'mikreh higanu al sha'arei. It's not b'mikreh by coincidence that we returned to Sha'arei Yerushalayim. It wasn't stam that our feet were standing b'chatzos beis Hashem. Even the most hardened and secular soldiers were sobbing like little babies. Hashinu geography hu chalon lahabit al hashin hapnimi. The geographical change that took place was only a window through which we look in to see something very deep, some pneumistic changes has taken place in the world, in the history of Am Yisrael. The oimek hakesher between Hashem and Am Yisrael. Oisa ahava aza. That powerful, infinite love. That packed up and left. Packed up its bags and left. But the Churban Habayis so many years ago, Tisha B'Av so many years ago, that love is home, has come back. The love has returned. Yerushalayim hi'amokim shel ahava v'adveikus. Yerushalayim is the home. Yerushalayim is the place of that ahava, of that dveik. It's our home with Hashem Yisbarach, chas and kala, husband and wife. V'chazor eleh mi'id al kach, and the return to Yerushalayim bears testimony. Shemadrega so ahava mifa'emes bepnimius am Yisrael, that this madrega of ahava is not only that Hashem is feeling it, but that we're back together and that deep inside of us there is also this arousal of ahava, of chayfetz. Now this love can come out from being dormant and hidden, el hapoel, and it will come out that we should be as galia in a revealed, clear way. Rav Sasson says, I'm not saying that right away it happened that our feelings of love, that we reciprocated Hashem's love, and it came out clearly from us. But we believe that ahava, that love of Hashem, was infused within us. We felt it deep within us. And during this time of Sfiras Ha'omer, so to speak, we have to work on revealing this ahava, of bringing it out. That should come out into the world. That's how it's explained in the Svarim. Then the time has come to move to a higher madrega, to the next madrega in Kedusha. Whenever it's time to move to the next madrega, Hashem, like by Pesach, it was time for us to move on. Hashem, in a flash, in a powerful flash of lightning, Hashem reveals that madrega, like by Pesach. And that light is infused, injected into the oimek of the levavos of the hearts and the neshamas. Because this is a world of bechira chavshis. And this is a world that until Mashiach comes is still the Eitz Hadas, Tov and Ra. Hashem is ready. Chofetz banu Hashem. Hashem showed us in Ta'irim Ta'iru was Ahava Achetechbet. Hashem showed us His love. He showed us the return of desire. But then it's time for us to work hard. So to connect ourselves, to feel that, to become aware of it, to acknowledge that it's there, to go beyond all of the Zerbrochenkeit and the horrible conditioning, indoctrination over so many years of not believing that that's possible, of not being in that place, of not feeling that. It's like the night of the Seder. So everybody knows the meaning of the Seder night and the whole Kisvei, the whole Seder of the Leil HaSeder is that there was this sudden explosion of Geula, of light. Shabo Hashem Heir is Sa'or B'Vasachas. Then in a moment Hashem illuminated our lives with that light. And then the avodah of Sfiras Omer is now to try during Sfiras Omer to reveal this in a way that we can live with in our lives from day to day. The light, that Or of Pesach, of the Gilui Shechina, of the Leil HaSeder, Zu Gilui Shechina, of the Leil HaSeder. Laila Kayim Yoyer, it was at night, but it was with the light, the powerful light of Geula, and now how to adjust to that light and how to live in that way. This too can be compared to the relationship between a man and a woman. That when the husband and wife are together, there is that hashpah of Yesod, and there is that seed, and it contains within it all the DNA, all that could potentially be through the fertilization that will take place and the birth of that child. All of the DNA is there. And over the 9 months in the mother's womb, the fetus is nurtured and develops. This is a mashal to help us understand the yachas. The next page, the mahalach of Hashem and our responsibility, our work. Hashem meir or b'vasachas, just like by Pesach, the husband is meir the or that comes b'vasachas. That's b'vasachas from the husband. Or zerur latzadik. It's the meat of Yesod. Or zerur latzadik. Who nizra b'kirbeinu. And Hashem's light, that powerful light, was nizra b'kirbeinu. We were filled with that light. It was planted within us. From that moment, it is rumbling and moving inside the depths of the hearts. And wants to be in the world, to come to the world. There is this great push from within towards birth, this kicking and pushing. It's pushing us to bring out this DNA that we have from Hashem, this ahava, this zera kodesh that we have from Kivyachal himself. Tundois elu tzofais achutza. And there are impulses that surface. And there are things that have changed and that come to the surface, different israchashiyos, different feelings, different things are taking place. And just like having the baby is very, very painful, for this hisgalus to take place and for the child to be born, there are all kinds of things that go on during pregnancy and then in the process of giving birth. Sometimes that light of Hashem's or faces a certain kind of a wall, a challenge. The same way that the baby, the infant in coming out, there could be all kinds of dangerous things that happen. The thing can wrap around around its neck. All kinds of things can happen. And there are some internal complications, conflicts, complications. Between what the depths of the Jewish heart wants now, to give birth to this reciprocated love, there's oftentimes a tremendous gap between what the depths of the heart wants and what we consciously think that we want, and our practical day-to-day experiences. This takes place even in the life of the individual, not just in the life of the nation. Where the heart of a Jew wants very, very badly to move to the next madrega, to a madrega to come to life. Should be a lebedige davening, a lebedige learning, a lebedige benam l'chaveiro, kedusha. The heart wants very badly l'or, to have this or, this madregas chaim. But in order for it to be fully revealed, there needs to be tremendous work, hard work, to bring it out. To channel this life, to channel this awakening, this powerful feeling of excitement and urgency, to channel it into that way that it needs to be channeled into the right and holy and healthy way. So very often we see this, that a person is ripe and ready for change. So you have a bacher, and the time has come for him to get married, and he wants to get married. He wants very badly to get married. But he's puzzling up every single girl that he meets, and each one of them was wonderful, and he could have married any of them. But the bacher is stuck in that world of Bechira, and he can't commit himself to moving forward to the Madregas Achaim of Reichaim and Misha Sharahavta. Shehurgo Lichios Levad. He got so used to living in Golas, to living by himself. He can't imagine there's anything better than his apartment, where he takes his dirty socks and underwear, and he made a little hoop for himself, and he imagines that he's Walt Frazier. I don't know anybody more recent. Michael Jordan, and he swishes his socks through the metal hanger on the door. I'm talking from experience. He comes up against, he can't be born. He can't move on to the Madregas Achaim, Reicham Misha Shafta. Why? Because he has all of these, he meets up with all of these hergelim, these old habits, shemakshim lov lihipagesh, ulihipatech l'chaim zugim, that are not allowing him to express himself emotionally, to open up to this wonderful young lady that he's dating, or b'chlal to go out on a date. He can't bring himself l'chaim zugim to live with somebody. He's gonna be crazy about her. He's gonna be happy. He's gonna love her. He can't. And she's ready. She wants to move ahead. She wants to get engaged, and she wants to make a date for the chastan to go look for a hall. And hakenished. Yesh kan conflict ben apnimius v'chitzonius. There's a conflict between the pnimius and the chitzonius. B'soichel bevadim avakish l'schatein. Deep inside of himself, he's ready. He wants to move ahead to the next. He wants to go to Yerushalayim, Beis HaMikdash. He wants Mashiach. He wants Geula. Deep inside of him, he wants to get married. Halev shlei kosev l'kach ma'ari. His heart is longing for this. He's always crying that he's lonely, he's miserable. He hates his roommate. He can't stand being like this. And he's got all kinds of yitzharolach and taivas. He wants to get on with life. He wants to move ahead. But there are all kinds of chitzoniistic hergelim habits that are not allowing him to reveal this, to move ahead with this. The pain that he has with this, the yisurim are terrible. Terrible. Amukim, very deep. He doesn't know what's wrong with him. He can't express, he can't talk, he's not able even to emote to himself, to come into contact with his own emotions, and he knows she's wonderful and he doesn't understand. And she says, forget it, you're a battler, and she goes and she leaves him. By the time, like it says in Shir Hashem, Kamti ani liftarch ledoidi, doidi chamak avar, right? By the time he gets up to open the door, she's already gone. Now I'm ready. She has her third anniversary already. He says, I'm ready. The fact that he's having all of these problems, you should not interpret this as meaning that he does not want to get married. It's not true. There are some people that have deeper inyanim, but he wants to get married. HaKoshi uchitzoni. The koshi, this difficulty, is chitzoni. It doesn't bear any testimony. It doesn't say anything about the pnimius. Kach mamish gam b'negela is garim sheyesh la'am Yisrael. It's mamish a moshel of the challenges that we're having, that the Jewish people are having. B'negela shaychus el HaKodesh, without shaychus to Yerushalayim, without shaychus to Kedusha, without shaychus to learning, to davening, to mitzvahs, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hagam shanaroyim l'famim koshim anirim kivyochel kinesiga. We see certain times in our lives there are setbacks. That we see that there are certain setbacks in our feelings for Yerushalayim, and our connection to Yerushalayim, and our devotion to Yerushalayim. And we can't go back. We feel that it's impossible to go there. All of these difficulties are chitzonian. That come from thousands of years of bad habits. Thousands of years. That somehow over time we just settled into all different kinds of places, and especially when you could put up a couple of shuls and a couple of schools, and you put up a couple of bakeries and a takeout, and so machaserli. You have single guys talk like that too. Machaserli. We have our Shabbos get together with our friends. You have singles, they go on like that. We have our Shabbos get together. Machaserli. Machaserlecha. Machaserli. What's missing? And I don't have to have somebody that's always, it could be annoying to be married. You have a lot of things you have to take care of. It's expensive. And a lot of my friends, they tell me that she hacks them day and night with different things. What do I need it for? Ani mapsut. Ani samech. Tovli kacha. Tovli. That's the most pathetic matzav. Tovli kacha. The tovli. Ach ein hem mi'idim ala leiv. Sometimes the person works so hard because he's so terrified that he manages to bring this narishkeit deep into his heart. But belev ha'pnimi, but the truth is, as far as Am Yisrael is concerned, Kol Yisrael kshurim v'achuzim ba'ira kedushaso shel Yerushalayim. In Pnimius, the entire Jewish people, every Jew, is bound, Leiv v'nefesh to Yerushalayim. The Kedusha of Yerushalayim. Not because it's so nice, not because I stay in a nice hotel, not because I found a good restaurant, not because it's so much fun to go sightseeing and I like Jewish heritage, that stuff. Not because of that, but Pnimius, Kedushas Yerushalayim. Shifas ha'or nizra milamala. There was a powerful infusion of light, 1967. Beis Asher Heshivanu Hashem Yerushalayim, when he brought us back to Yerushalayim. Powerful, powerful light. Kivyochel Hashem, the husband, powerful light. Mikan veilach hischila avodas habirur. Since that time, there's this avodah of birur, of working it out, working it through, acknowledging it, coming to terms with it, enjoying it, feeling it, expressing it, living it. Birur toidat here is signing that there should be something that we have to be mavaret in our actual awareness. Todah means that we should be aware of it and we should want it. Lavin mi anu, to understand who are we. Umahalev shalom vacation. What does the heart really want? Until the light will come out completely. Until the entire Jewish people are brought back with powerful ropes of love. But it takes a lot of work. To reveal this light. To bring it from the depths of the heart. To bring it out, in a way of thinking, to think differently, not to think in a gulistic way. To feel differently. But suras achayim bepoil in our actual lives. Bepoil. This is a mission. This is not simple. This is not a simple thing. Shedereshes omal rav that requires tremendous work. V'achein onuroim. We see Shalom Rosh Shehiganu Mamish L'Mokum HaMikdash. We see that even though we Mamish came to the place of the Beis HaMikdash in 1967, we came to the Mokum HaMikdash. And now Yerushalayim belongs to us. It always did, but we thought it didn't. But Adayin, Am Yisrael Adayin lo Yizdaris miyad livnoisai. We didn't rush immediately to rebuild her. Yes, there's beautiful construction, and there are cranes, and there's construction all over. But Kol Zaman, that the mosque is sitting there. And we came back in 1967, and there were all kinds of political svaras, a hin and a hair, instead of what we knew needed to be done at that time, which was to blow up that Avodah Zarah. It didn't happen. That means that in our revealed way of thinking and feeling, we don't yet get it. We just don't get it. We don't understand the deeper meaning of what happened in that war. We don't get it. And there's all kinds of fighting and arguing how Jews do that, back and forth, all kinds of dayas and all kinds of pshatim and pshatlach, and back and forth with chazals and svarim, and then the religious and the not religious, and the Sfad and Ashkenazim, and everything back and forth going on. Jews fighting, lakan. And we're in this tremendous deep bira, saviv zahusa mahusa, to try to know who are we and what's our identity, that there are Jews that, why should we fight for Eretz Yisrael? Soldiers no longer many. Why, who, what? It's not, is it really ours? There are Jews in Eretz Yisrael who feel that the Palestinians are right. Yehuda v'tachlis, Jews who don't feel anymore the yehud, the destiny, and the tachlis of the Jewish people. All of these things are going on b'chitzonius during this long sphere of Saimer. Sometimes it's really weird stuff that's going on, really far from a Jewish way of thinking, so far. And you have all kinds of politicians and writers and all kinds of artists, all different kinds of Jews who are trying to pull their fellow Jews away from this truth of Yerushalayim Shalmata and the zivug with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yerushalayim Shalmala. People who are very, very far and talk about things in a way that's very far from the whole Kedusha of Yerushalayim, Kedushas HaMikdash. No Indian of Kedushas HaMikdash in Yerushalayim. So give away Yerushalayim. Give away part of Yerushalayim too. There are Jews that are behind that. That are in favor of that. Let's just do another sentence and we'll daven. All of these birurim are taking place externally. In our conscious way of living, and just practical ritzonos and day-to-day life. However, in the depths, in the deep, leiv pnimi shel Am Yisrael, yeshna shaychus azav amuk el HaKodesh. There's a powerful, deep connection to the Kodesh, to the Beis HaMikdash, to Yerushalayim shel Mala. El madrega so ahava v'hadvekes b'Hashem. To that madrega of ahava, to that love that Hashem, that desire that Hashem has shown us. We just don't know what to do when we're fighting and arguing and crying. We don't know what to do with this change, with this transformation, with Hashem showing us this chayfetz. We don't know what to do with this. Continue after